Hey, welcome back everybody. This is Holiday and I'm playing on the 8-bit SMP server. And some cool stuff has been happening. Slowly but surely. A lot more builds to spawn, and I'm going to use my YouTube building for the first time. Because I'm recording a video today. Looks like, we got Jake here. Okay, so we got 3 people in here. That's about what I expected. And if you haven't seen the episode on this building, you can go watch it. And it just basically shows people that you're recording, which is useless right now. But today I have a pretty cool build. It's a pizza parlor, and it's going to go right here. And it's 10 by 20 blocks, and I've already got the bottom dug out for some redstone. That's the death games going off. And yeah, it's gonna be, it's just a fun build, so we'll see how it goes. It's got a one cool feature that I'm pretty proud of with the redstone. So I'm going to do this kind of in stages. I'm gonna set up the walls and stuff, and I'll do the walls, update you, interior update, and then we'll do the final redstone. So I'm going to get to work. Stay tuned. Alright, so here's the basic floor plan. I'm going to walk in the door there. This is going to be the dining area. And then here will be like where you order, and this will be like where the cashiers stand. And then here is where back here will be the kitchen, and this is like the order up where the cooks put the food for the cashiers to get or whatever. This is just kind of a walkway. This will be like a dishwashing area, and there's the back exit. And over here there will be some redstone eventually for some cool effects that we're going to do. And yeah, so those are the walls, and there'll be of course there'll be one more higher. So I'm going to put a roof on this place, add some detail, basically get this thing finished except for some redstone that we'll do at the end. So stay tuned. The structure is in place, all the walls and the roof is up. So let's go take a look inside. These pressure plates don't do anything right now. That's what we're going to do after this. We got a nice dining area here, going with the red brick theme, as you can see. We got 3 places to sit, got some nice shrubbery. And this will be walk around and get in line, get your order, and then pick up your order here. And this is where, that was weird. This is where the cashier will stand, and got a dishwashing area, and these are going to be the ovens. And we'll do something with those here in a bit. And then you just got the exit. And I have just this little area. This is supposed to be like a trash can or something, and then we'll go down to the redstone. But before we do, I'll show you what these are for. But before we do that, we're going to build the drink machines. And this is just a little idea I had. So I'm going to go like this, and then this one we're going to put into this one. So this will look like this will be like the water machine, and then the ice machine. And we'll just put a cap on this one. And when I made this in creative, I had this as packed ice, so I could put a pressure plate on there, but that's okay. And then what we're going to do is put one in there and all the rest in there, so people can come and press this button to get a drink. Aha. And I'll just put, we want to make it look legit, so like a spout. And we'll put a sign on here. Oops. Please, let's go. Please recycle your glasses, your cups. Let's say cups here. So get their drink, and if they want to drink it, it's fine, but just put it back there, and then I'll make sure these are filled up with water once in a while. And actually, I could just do cups. They don't really have to be full, and they could pretend to fill them up here. I don't know. Anyways, that's how it is. And this works out really nicely because when you press this button, it fires both of these dispensers. So one of them from here will go into this one, and it's just like a constant cycle. So that worked out nicely. Okay, so now we are going to, we'll do the sign for last, but we are going to make these furnaces interactive. And what I mean by that is anytime someone walks in to the pizza parlor, we want to make him feel like it's up and running. So we want to hook these pressure plates up to those furnaces. So when you step here, these will turn on. Now, that could be really expensive if someone gets a little too excited and starts doing this. You know what I mean? Just keeps going crazy on the pressure plates. So I think I've designed a pretty good system to handle that. And what it does is basically, if it hasn't been activated for a while, you'll step on it and it'll activate, and then it disables these for say 30 seconds. So as someone comes in, these will light up and they'll stay lit up for a while, but then, you know, maybe they leave before they can activate again, or maybe when they leave, it'll activate again, but it'll only activate twice when they're in there. So basically you can't spam the pressure plates. So let's go build that. Okay, so to make these furnaces turn on, we're going to need some sort of fuel that will go inside each of these furnaces. Now, these can only hold 64 pieces of fuel. So what I'm going to do is put hoppers here so we can have extra storage. But now the tricky part is making sure we don't want fuel to be in there all the time. We have to insert it in when we want the furnaces to come on. So that's why you have to have the hoppers. It's not because storage, it's because we don't want anything in the furnaces. Then all of a sudden when someone steps on the pressure plate, now there is fuel in the furnace and it turns on. So basically what we need to do is lock these hoppers so they do not release any fuel into the furnaces. So how you do that is powering the hoppers. So we have this little pad here that when this redstone line is turned on, it will lock all of these hoppers. Now they're not turned on right now, but that is how. So basically we need to figure out a way to turn this redstone line on. And we're going to do that from underneath, because basically to get the signal from the pressure plates, it has to come down from the bottom. So what I'm going to do is put a torch underneath one of these blocks, and that should turn it on. So let's try that. Now, let's see, where am I? Okay, right here. Let me repair that real quick. Here's the pad, and there's the hoppers. Now, this is where the repeaters are, so we need to, let me grab some stone brick, and let me get a bunch of that going. Okay. So, yeah, we need a torch to light up right here. Okay, so this is the state that we want it to be most of the time until someone walks onto the pressure plate. So this is great. So now what we can do is put sticks in here, and I'm not going to put them in because we're going to be testing this thing out, and I don't want to waste a bunch of wood, even though just having this here will waste. So you can see that the sticks, you know, are staying in the hoppers. And to release those sticks, all we have to do is send power to this block. And I will demonstrate that right here. Oops. Okay, so let's say, actually, let's do this and this. Okay. So, I'm going to take that. Let's put some redstone here. So now all I need to do is power this redstone line in order to trigger that torch, which will turn off the redstone up there, which will unlock the hoppers, which will trigger the stick to go in the furnace. Now, if I just put a button, which I do not have, if I put a button here, and let's say, I'll just do it in one here. Let's put 4 sticks, 6 sticks. Okay, so say someone stands on the pressure plates right up here, and they stand on it for a long time. So actually, let me put a pressure plate down. That'll better replicate it. Oh, that's not right. Okay, and let's take that out. Okay, so someone can theoretically stand on that. Not theoretically. In real life, can stand on that pressure plate as long as they want. So say if we just hook this up right like this, this would stay on, the torch would stay off, those would stay off, and all of a sudden you got all of your sticks that were in that hopper are now in the furnace, and your furnace is going to burn for a long time. And, you know, that's just a waste of sticks, basically. So we need to find a way to not have that happen. So what we want is a pulse shortener. So anytime someone stands on a pressure plate, it will just send a nice pulse to this line, and then it'll shut off no matter how long someone is standing on this. So what I did was went on the Minecraft wiki, searched for pulse shorteners or pulse limiters, they are sometimes called, and I found a pretty good design that uses just repeaters, so it's silent, which is great. So how this works, and I have a screenshot of my creative world over here, so I'm going to kind of cheat here. What's going to happen is we have 2 repeaters here, and we're just going to take the signal from the pressure plates in here. Actually, in the end, we won't do that, but I'm kind of working backwards from the input to the output, which is actually, I find that really helpful. If you start from exactly your end goal and work backwards with redstone, it actually kind of works out really nicely. Okay, and actually this needs to come back. The pulse lengthener also needs a block. And let's put this. And, oh, I need a torch. Don't have a torch, okay. Oh, I used it up there, that's why, okay. So, we have this. Now here's the key. Both of these are on the same delay. Now, here's something that I actually didn't know before I built this. These repeaters actually have inputs on the side. So say you are powering a repeater from the side, it becomes a locked repeater. So say you can use it kind of as a switch. If this is on, then this repeater can't do anything. And if it's off, then it acts like a repeater. So say I have a button here. Flick it. It doesn't pass through. So that's what this design uses. So we're going to put the locked repeater lock here. Now what's going to happen is this torch is going to shut off because we're going to give it input. It'll shut off. These will both shut off at the same time. Let's see, is that right? Oh, these are supposed to just be normal. These will both shut off at the same time. But when this shuts off, it'll release the lock. Okay, this is what's going to happen. This will release the lock. This will actually be able to pass through, and then it'll lock it. So this will only see a little bit of signal. So let's give that a try. I may actually have this set up wrong. Okay, so let's hook it up to our button. Now you can see that it just barely gets a signal. Let me move this button up more. And I'll just put it on this. Okay, now let's watch that. And that is honestly really strange how that works. So it's like this instantly turns off, but this still can get through just for a second before everything else turns off. Pretty cool. And what I found out is you need to have this on a longer delay to get enough sticks to come through. So now it's a nice solid pulse, but it's still shorter. So this is a pulse limiter. So even if I give it a really long input, it's just going to send that one pulse, even though this is still on. And that is just the nature of this design, how it works. Now, what I found is with sticks, this pulse will insert one stick into the system, which only burns for maybe 10 seconds or something. I kind of forget. So what we need to do is actually add a pulse lengthener to this. So we are gonna just add a repeated signal like so. Okay, so what we'll do here is we'll let the pulse come right through first, just one tick delay. But then we'll also have this other line which has a longer delay, and it will add on to the pulse. So now when we stand on the pressure plate, let's see how long the pulse is. So see how that this redstone line right here, that's what you got to be looking for. It's kind of hard to see. But after this repeater right here shuts off, it still is going. The pulse is still going. And that will allow 2 sticks to enter the furnace, which will make the furnaces run longer, because with only 1 stick, it's hard. People maybe won't even see the furnaces on because it's such a short time. So this will just allow 2 sticks to go, and the furnace will burn longer. Okay, so if you guys are still with me, that's great. So now we have this, but like I said before, this doesn't help with the spamming the pressure plate issue. It helps with spamming it as in just standing on it, but it doesn't help repeatedly doing this over and over. So there's a lot of ways that I thought about how to do this, but there's a really simple way to do it. And so let's set up our inputs. So whenever the pressure plates get stood on, these will light up. Okay. Remember that this is a pulse limiter. So no matter what kind of input we put in here, it's just going to send the pulse. So this is very stable. What is that? Oh yeah, it's from my other. Very stable circuit here. This can take a very chaotic input and output something very predictable. So we can input almost anything into this. So an easy thing to do is to make sure that someone standing on a pressure plate isn't spamming this block, is we make a pulse lengthener on this. So when someone steps on this, it'll send a pulse here that will be really long and say like 30 seconds long. So even if they hit this will still be on. And remember, this pulse limiter can take in almost any input and it'll still give that exact output. So even if this is a really long input, that's okay. So all we need to do is just, whenever someone steps on this, we need a pulse lengthener that just says, you stepped on it. It doesn't matter what else you do. I'm going to stay on for 30 seconds, and I'm not going to let you re-trigger this block until after I'm done processing your first input. And so all I had to do was look up designs for a pulse lengthener, and those are very there's lots of designs and everything, and I like to use the I like to use silent design, so that's what I chose. It's just a silent design. And what it does is you're going to have a piece of cobble or any item in there, really. And you might I might have to cut here and look at my screenshot. And so it actually uses a hopper timer, which is this right here. So say, let's put in, you know, half a stack. That is not, okay. Put in half a stack. And I believe we need a torch here. And then we can grab the output from here. So, shoot. We need it to power this block. How can I do that? I guess I could do this. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, except... Shoot, I can't like back out. Let me cut and figure this out. All right, so I connected the output of this hopper to this block, and what I did was I moved all of this circuitry over a bit, and now it just fits in with the walls nicely. I didn't have to knock those out, and I just moved this torch block over one, so it's here instead of here, but that still is fine. Okay, so just remember that here's our input to the torch, which controls the hoppers. This is the pulse limiter with a slight pulse length in here. And basically why I had to do that is because this, you can make it really short or really long with this, but it just wasn't quite long enough to get 2 sticks out of the hoppers. So that's why this is here. Yeah, there might be an easier, better way to do this. But so now we are dealing with the pulse lengthener, and that means when this lights up, no matter how short it is or how long it is, this output here is going to stay on for however long basically it takes for these items to get to here and then back to there. So it turns when this lights up, it triggers this dropper, and that's going to drop into this hopper. When that happens, this comparator shuts off because there's nothing in here, which turns this torch on. Now, there's items in here. That's where they end up by default because this hopper is getting powered by this block. So it's locked, so it won't dispense into there, which means this hopper's on. So when this dropper dispenses into here, it's going to stay in there, and this will stay unlit. Okay. Now, when this is unlit, this torch is lit. So now this hopper will be locked. This hopper will be unlocked. So this is going to start dispensing items into this hopper. And right when that happens, this is going to turn on. Now, we already know what happens when we input into this block. A pulse goes, bam, our furnaces are now running. But now this is still keeping track of how long it's taking. So these items are still dispensing, still dispensing. All of a sudden, this hopper will run out of items, which means big consequences. This comparator will shut off, which means this hopper will release the cobblestone that was put into by this dropper, and will go back in this dropper, which will return this on. This torch will go back unlit, and the items from here will now dispense back into here. Now, while that's happening, this is still on because there's still items in there. But basically, when all those items run out, this hopper will be back full, and it'll be exactly like we're looking at it right now. This will turn off, and it'll be just like it is right now. And then it will be ready for another input. This is a very, very cool design. I had not known about this until I did this project. So this was awesome. I didn't think it would be this much cool redstone, but it turned out to be. So just to test that, let's put a button right here. This will just be like turning the, just be like stepping on the pressure plates. So here we go. The cobblestone is out of here. This is on. Now we're getting, look, the pulse already went and we're getting items into here. Yes, since we input into this block, the pulse is already long gone. Our furnaces are running. Now this ran out of items. So the cycle reversed, it's re-inputting. This is still on because there's still items, still inputting. And now watch the comparator, it turns off, and that now someone can re-trigger. Okay, so what I've noticed, what's going to happen if someone is still doing this? You know, will this circuit even notice it, or will it extend the pulse? What happens? So let's run a little test here. Where did that go? Where is it? Oh, did I break it? Anyways. Okay, so everything's going like normal. It's getting items. What happens when we press this? Nothing, I don't think. Now when it starts getting back items though, if we press this, the item's gonna, the cycle's gonna restart. Like any items that are in here at the time are gonna start getting dispensed back in here. So basically, if this isn't done with its cycle, any presses to this will just extend it or not do anything. It depends how much stuff is in each hopper, but basically it doesn't even matter how many times you press this. You can go crazy, but still we're just going to get that one single pulse from this circuit here. That's the magic of this circuit. Any chaotic input is just going to output a very stable pulse that we always know what's going to happen. So at this point, it's looking pretty good. So now we just need to run some tests and make sure that the furnaces are running long enough so people will be able to see. And let me just cover this so nothing can get into these hoppers from the outside. And yeah, this is a great circuit. And I think it can be used for a lot of applications, just taking in a crazy input and giving you a very predictable output. And there may even be better methods to doing that. Man, I forget I'm playing creative when I'm doing this much redstone. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's just do one furnace so I'm not wasting. Okay. Oh yeah, these still have the sticks from our first test. Let's just do a single furnace here. I'm gonna try one cobblestone, and oh crap, I think it's this one. We'll put a bunch of sticks. All right, I might as well do it from in here. Okay, first test, let's just walk on the pressure plates. The furnace lights up. Now let's see how many sticks got in here. Looks like only two sticks. Ooh, okay. Interesting. So it actually does finish off a cobblestone. What I was initially trying to do is basically just have one cobblestone in here and never let it burn up completely. So maybe we should just do one stick and just save ourselves some cobblestone and sticks. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So let's go ahead and get this system going with just one stick per pulse. And so basically we don't need this pulse extender anymore because this is going to give us a pulse just enough to extend put one stick out. Okay, let me put like 32 sticks in each one. I don't have any oak wood. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So here we go. The hoppers are locked, so you don't have to worry about it. Put 32 sticks in each one. And that is going to bug me since I put this on the right. Okay, we got 32 sticks, and we removed our pulse lengthener here. Oh, I guess I'll leave that. Anything else? Okay, we need to put cobble in the furnaces, and we only need 1 cobble. Kaboom. Because this cobble will never completely burn. Okay, so now we will only be using 1 stick per modified pulse and no cobblestone. So let's give it a go. Very nice. That looks freaking amazing with all 4 going. And it's super short. It's super short. But we did not lose any cobble there. It's super short. It's almost not long enough. So in the future, we may need to modify this design, but I think for this episode, we're just going to leave it like this. So let's give it one more go. And let's give it a robustness test here. Make sure we're not dispensing any extra sticks. And I'll just try standing on it for a long time. And we should only have 14 sticks left in the hoppers. Let's double check. Oh, sorry. We started with 32, so we've only used 2. So the system is robust. You basically cannot break this circuitry. It's really robust circuitry. So, wow, yeah. It's working. The only thing is, you know, maybe we can use different materials somehow to get a longer burn and using, you know, minimal resources. That's basically, you know, I could come here every day. Oh, there it goes. And put in more sticks. And yeah, that'd be fine. I mean, sticks are cheap. But I would like it to, you know, be robust in the sense that it's not going to use a ton of resources where I may sometimes not be able to fill it all the time. Okay. All right, I'm going to try something. If you guys are watching this at this point in the video, if you want to leave a comment on what I should name the pizzeria, then please comment below and pick a name. And I will pick my favorite one. Blizzo's Pizzeria. Choose, let's see. YouTube.com/holiday on holiday. Yes, it fits. Choose its name by going to youtube.com. All right, so maybe someone on the server will also visit the video. And I think what we'll do is put the name and then the menu. And that's another thing we'll have to discuss is what we're actually going to sell besides freaking water bottles. I think what I want to do is have right down here, just have cakes. Because they kind of look like pizza. And geez, I hope cakes fit in there? They would have to, wouldn't they? And we'll just have cakes down there, and people can come get some cake. And we'll put prices, and maybe we'll have like a payment chest, like right here, maybe. Who knows? Anything could happen. Let's give it one more go here. Wait, let's act like we're actually walking into the pizzeria here. Let's get it all ready for business here. Oh man, what a fun build! Just the grand opening. Woo! I love Minecraft. And then if they leave, they ain't gonna trigger again. Awesome. And I'll make a path here too as well. And yeah, I am digging this. I'm digging it. We will get a name for it. I'll just come up with one if no one wants to do it. And we will put something on the menu. We'll add cakes. We'll make a path. And just a heads up, guys. In the Skype chat, there's been some straw polls about resetting the map or going to a mini game or something, which I'm totally against at this point. I'm still loving the server. I think a lot of people are. I hope they don't switch it anytime soon. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'm not sure how long that went, but thanks for watching, and let's get a name for this pizzeria. Really appreciate it, guys. Peace.